So now, women's 1500 metres.
Just want to say one note on this heat, Phil, before you get started. This is loaded, and mainly because Bobachair doesn't have a seed time. Neither does Sophia Anui. They both just run at 1 kilometre indoors this season, but they are in shape, and that makes this heat awful. Bobachair loves to lead, so she could be the athlete just to get out there and have a go, but this is a tough heat. This first heat in the women's 1500 metres.
Yes, it is. Bobachair, as we've talked about, doesn't have a time, but is a personal best of 4:06, and in a few of the other races that she's run over other distances around the European circuit, looked very impressive indeed. So as the gun goes, the full lineup, it's Kate Snowdon of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Sophia Anui of Poland, Vera Hoffmann of Luxembourg, Bernice Clavet-Mel of France, Claudia Bobachair of Romania, Hanna Hermansson of Sweden, and Stasiasu Visa of Italy. Well, Hermansson just got caught a little bit at the start there, now getting back on top, but it's Bobachair leading the way at this stage. The Frenchwoman, Clavet-Mel, on her shoulder, Snowdon tucked in third place. And this is quite a quick opening 200 metres. They're already strung out in single file behind her. And Anui, as we know, has got a very good sprint finish. She's back in 5th at the moment. Just waiting for the 400 metre split. But it's Bobachair still leading the way.
So indicating from that 300 metre split, it's around about 4:05 pace. Look at that, 65.5 seconds from Claudia Bobachair. I'm not surprised at all. She really, every time it comes to European Championships, and she did it when I was competing as well, Bobachair just goes, why are we messing around? I'm getting to the front, and we're just going to have a decent race here. She's got good endurance. I was really impressed with her 1K in Birmingham. She outkicked Sophia Anui and beat Katie Snowdon in that 1K. I think Katie Snowdon was struggling a little bit with illness, but Claudia Bobachair would have done the same as me, looked at the start list and gone, seriously, you put all of us in one heat. Vissa as well, the Italian, just tucked in there ahead of Sophia Anui. She's having a fantastic season. Trains out in Boulder with Dathan Ritzenheim. Her group out there includes Yared Nagus of America, who's broken the American record. Alicia Monson has broken the female 3K record as well.
I think also don't discount Clavet-Mel as well. She was a very impressive winner of the French Indoor Championships. She set a personal best of 4:10.15 when winning those indoor championships, and I think there's a lot more to come from her as well. She's 28 years of age, really a quite late developer as far as this event is concerned. I mean, she was educated in the United States, didn't really have a terribly stellar NCAA career, but she's at the moment tucked in second place behind Bobachair. Bobachair, as she's done from the gun, still leading the way. Snowdon at the moment running a very canny race. The Briton doing very well at the moment.
2:13 through 800 metres. That slowed ever so slightly, and it looks to me like the Romanian at the front has reacted to the clock there, maybe lifting her pace a little bit. This will be the kilometre split here, 2/3 through the race, and Claudia Bobachair looking a little bit laboured there. Could she be tired from her efforts last week in Birmingham, or is she just turning the screw here? This time round it will be 2 laps to go. Katie Snowdon, Sophia Anui spotting the danger here, sliding past the Frenchwoman as they try to get on terms with Claudia Bobachair.
Yes, Bobachair still in the lead. Snowdon in second. Anui, who's moved up very, very carefully over the last 100 metres, now slotting into third place, tracking what's going on in front of her very carefully. Bobachair starting to just look as though she's straining just a little bit. Snowdon, you could see, glancing up at the big screen in front of her. She can see what's going on behind her. Anui looking very relaxed as well. Well, I perhaps spoke too soon. Clavet-Mel off the back now. She's looking as though she was struggling. As we hear the bell, and it's Bobachair. Snowdon tracking her and Anui. Just 3 to go through, remember, and there's still 6 women in contention in this very, very good race indeed. As Hannah was saying earlier, this is a loaded race. Anui now trying to get up, trying to get on to the shoulder of Bobachair, but Bobachair's just responding, holding her off. And now he's looking around, seeing where Snowdon is. Snowdon's tucked in there. Snowdon looking around. She knows she's secure in third place. Just moving out to the second lane. But it's going to be Bobachea, Anawi, Snowdon, Romania, Poland, Great Britain, Northern Ireland. They're the three that go through to tomorrow night's final. 4:07.64 for Claudia Bobachea. Not bad at all for a first outing of the winter. Sofia Anawi, though, did get relegated to second place in the Polish Indoor Championships. And even though she did move through fairly smoothly there on the penultimate lap, I don't know whether she's in quite the same shape as she's been in previous seasons, but Bobachea pushed it hard from the gun and came home with the win.
As a result of the women's 1500 metres, Claudia Bobachea win from Sofia Anawi, Katie Snowdon just behind. National record for Vera Hoffman.
So let's start on the outside with the athlete in position number 7, the European leader from Great Britain, Northern Ireland, a 4-time European indoor champion.
That's right, Laura Muir, Olympic silver medalist, World Championship bronze medalist. Last time around in Eugene. She's got 4 European indoor golds. She did the double-double 15 3K 2017, 2019, just the 1500 here today. Kaska, Vind Penfreitas and Federica Del Bono. There's another woman that might take it out.
Bir taraftan 1500 startını verdik, bir diğer taraftan da
Del Bono to the lead.
Did
say, yeah, I do think perhaps Penfreitas might have, but then when you think about it, Del Bono has done this competition many a time. Like Bobachea in the heat before her, she will know that if you dawdle around, if you wait for anyone else, it can very quickly become too slow. Ferociously fast here off Del Bono. No, she's gone to the lead and not gone fast enough. I wonder what will happen when these women see this 200 metre split here. Will anyone look at that, or they think it's already too late, it's gone? We've just got to try and sprint and get in the top 3 or top 2, if we're honest, with the likes of Laura Muir lurking at the back.
Because we have another athlete clear over at 183. Sophie Doctor went over, so 4
This is very sedentary indeed compared to the first.
And we are strung out in the second heat.
First heat.
1500 metres. Laura Muir, European leader. Jakob in the Brixton style, sitting at the back.
Just waiting to see the 400 metre split.
Ve bir diğer taraftan da gözümüz Tiam'da yükseklik.
I think we've lost the 400 metre split there somewhere along the line. I don't believe
it was just
seven.
that was just that slow, I'm afraid, Phil.
Oh, really?
It really was. This is slower than we saw in the women's 3,000 metres yesterday. I think, they're just playing into the hands of Laura Muir here, similar to Jakob Ingebrigtsen in the opening heat in the men's 1500 yesterday. That was so slow. And I wonder, when you've got an athlete of that calibre in there, they're just intimidated. Del Bono shouldn't be, Penfreitas shouldn't be. They've competed in European Championship heats time and time again. Laura Muir, the athlete that's going to lose her patience first. She's all the way up into 3rd place, only 600 metres into the race.
It was Lizakowski who beat Sofia Anawi to the Polish indoor title just a couple of weeks ago. She's a useful athlete as well in her time.
Here she goes.
She's lurking there dangerously, tucked on the inside at the moment.
Well,
This is Del Bueno still taking it out with 4 laps to go. So 800 metres to go. So they're just coming up for the halfway point in the race. Marquez of Spain, new name on the international scene, just tucked on the inside, and now Laura Muir just coming up very gradually. She really doesn't need to exert much effort to come around the outside. She's just tucked in there. She's almost shadowing Marta Penfreitas. Muir, very clever race indeed. Just taking things as they come, and she is in absolutely the right position. Just letting Federica Del Bueno do all the work. And it's still Del Bueno. There's been no increase in pace whatsoever. It's difficult to see any of the non-automatic qualifiers coming from this heat. And as I say that, Del Bueno's just increasing the pace just a little bit, as they can see the lap marker with 2 laps to go.
I was going to say, I wouldn't think Del Bueno was just going to wait for Laura Muir. she was going so slow. I felt sure that Federica Del Buono was going to take advantage of this lead position she had and just absolutely go for it. And it's a really good move off Marquez there, the Spanish athlete. She was ready for it. She increased her pace as well. You can see everyone else behind trying to get back on terms. Laura Muir's fine. She's got a lot of speed in her locker and she's going to pull Panfritas back into the conversation. This time they come round, it will be the bell. Federica Del Buono has led from gun to tape. Claudia Bobachea did in the heat before, but in much faster fashion. Federica Del Buono has turned this into a wind-up, and at the moment she still holds the lead into the back straight. She's going to have to gauge her effort really carefully. Marquez sticking to her like glue. Laura Muir for the first time trying to make a challenge for the win. Marta Panfritas making a smart move there on the inside. The Portuguese athlete could get really lucky here in the home straight. Federica Del Buono, she's starting to tread water. This is heartbreak for the Italian. Laura Muir glides through. Panfritas, patience, bit of a gamble, but it paid off. She came through on the inside. And Marquez, brilliant young run from the young Spaniard. She has done these championships before, she's performed at this level, but to make a final, brilliant from Aguida Marquez. That is gutting for Federica Del Buono. She really nearly pulled that off. I don't think those are bad tactics. She turned it into a 500-metre race, but with herself in the best position. Everybody else had to make sure they made the right choices. Panfritas here. Del Buono actually clashes with Marquez first, so it certainly wasn't Panfritas making an inside move that wasn't legal. I mean, Laura Muir, fine, just glides around the outside. Panfritas, it was a smart gamble, but it was still a gamble. Del Buono might have looked up on the big screen and closed that gap down. Laura Muir took the win in 4:23.2. Marta Panfritas 4:23.3, and Aguida Marquez 4:23.39.
On the outside, it's Marisa Damnik of the Netherlands. Ellie Baker smiling away, looking confident. Great Britain Northern Ireland athlete. Christina Mackie of Czech Republic. Some good performances from the Czech Republic so far. Sandwiched between Baker and Mackie was Natalie Blomqvist of Finland, last year's Nordic cross-country champion, so she's got plenty of endurance. There's Esther Guerrero, now 33 years of age, the experienced Guerrero, but improving. I still remember her anchoring the Spanish team to victory in the mixed relay at the European cross-country championships back in 2018. And they're away. Well, Baker and Guerrero, the class acts in this particular heat, but it could be a right battle for the third automatic qualifying spot. Coming the long way round, it's Blomqvist of Finland. Now, she'll have seen what's happened in the previous two heats, and common sense dictates that somebody takes it out quickly. They don't need to dawdle around. And it is Blomqvist who's doing exactly the right thing at this very early stage in the race, tracked by Ellie Baker and Esther Guerrero. Blomqvist flying at the moment.
Pretty aggressive here from Blomqvist. Okay, she'll be scared over the athletes, Guerrero and Baker. They've got very good kicks, so perhaps Blomqvist trusting her strength. She is a 9:14 3,000 metre runner. That's pretty good. It's better than Ellie Baker's run.
Yes, and she's a 4:10 runner indoors over 1,500 metres, so she probably fancies her chances, as you were saying, looking down the list of athletes, thinking, well, I've got two 4:06 runners in there, but I'm sure I can be the best of the rest. At the back, Yildiz, Turkey. Yildiz hasn't run a 1,500 metres this year. 23 years of age, the Turk. And Blomqvist continue, as you're saying, to run aggressively. Ran very hard through that first 500 metres. 5 laps to go for the Finn.
Esther Guerrero is moving wide here on the straight. You can sense there's a gap between Ellie Baker and Blomqvist, and Guerrero was keen to get into that gap. She didn't manage it there. Ellie Baker just moved wide. Christina Mackie just starting to get a bit more involved. I was surprised to see her so far back, but Blomqvist for me perhaps slowing a little bit here through the second 400 metre segment. It was 66 through the opening 400. She managed to maintain that momentum into 800 metres.
Well, just looking at my notes, Blomqvist trains with Camilla Richardson, who set a national record in the 3,000 metres last night, so I'm sure there was some conversations once they got back to the athletes' hotel, and I'm sure that's inspired Blomqvist, who's doing a fine job at this stage, coming up with 3 laps to go, 600 metres, and it's Blomqvist followed by Ellie Baker and Esther Guerrero, as it has been since they hit the inside curve. Blomqvist still taking it out. Blomqvist doing a very fine job at the front. Blomqvist just 21 years of age, so she'll be eligible to run in the European Under-23 Championships, which will be held on home soil in Finland in the town of Espoo in July. Starting to bunch up though. Guerrero coming around the outside. 2 laps to go, and it's Guerrero now who's moved up into second place. Ellie Baker has had to move out wide. Ildiz, the Turk, still squashed, for want of a better word, on the inside. Now the pace really starting to crank up. Mackie up there as well. They're losing the Dutch and the Portuguese runners, but still very much 5 women in contention. As we come up to hear the bell, and now it's Esther Guerrero who's got herself to the front. Ellie Baker in second, so at this moment it's going to form with Spain and Great Britain, Northern Ireland in front. That's 1 and 2. The tall figure of Christina Mackie now has edged into third place, and it's the Czech stalking the Briton and the Spaniard down the back straight for the last time. And Guerrero working hard at the front. Baker also working hard, but looking comfortable at this stage. Mackie as well. Blomqvist hasn't thrown in the towel though. She's trying to get back at Mackie, trying to get back that third qualifying spot. Guerrero and Baker, they glide through, and I think it's Mackie in third takes the final automatic qualifying spot. We'll see whether Blomqvist was quick enough to go through as a non-automatic qualifier.
I don't think she was, Phil. Heartbreak there for Blomqvist. It's 4:09.32. Hermansen is the fastest non-automatic qualifier at the moment, but that's such a brave run off Blomqvist. Really, really well. She should be very proud of that performance. She's just 21 years old. That bodes really well for the summer. She could have been excused to come here and just be a passenger in this race with the likes of Mackie, Baker and Guerrero in her heat. Instead, the Finnish athlete had a go. Guerrero's got a great turn of pace when she wants it in the last 300 metres or so, and used that to good effect here. Heat 3 was won by Esther Guerrero, 4:10.48. Ellie Baker in second, 4:10.65, and Christina Mackie in third, 4:10.86. Female 1500 metre runners have made their way round to the back straight. 12 athletes in the field. We saw a fall on the men's side. In Britain in the end, picking up his 10th European title. There's Katie Snowdon and Ellie Baker. Ellie Baker got the better of Snowdon at the British Championships. Snowdon faster on season's best. I wonder if Katie Snowdon, with her new 8:47 3,000 metre personal best, would be hoping this race goes a bit faster. Jog off the line there for Laura Muir. That's not unusual. We are used to seeing that. Claudia Bobachair as well, straight to the lead. Now the men made it 150 metres before we saw a big fall. George Mills and Osama Meslek going to the ground. Looks like we're a little bit more spread out in this women's field. Claudia Bobachair ran very well yesterday. 65, 2:13. Sort of cooking through 400, 800. We're indoors, there's no wind, there's no need not to lead. Bobachair doesn't seem to stress her out one bit, and this is good off Sophia Inouye. Often she hangs back, doesn't put herself in a good position, but Sophia Inouye was very determined in that first 200 metres, put herself in a very good position. Esther Guerrero is sticking behind her for the time being. Baker and Snowdon running a tiny bit wide there. And Laura Muir just tucked in 11th place. She's a long way behind. If she's going to launch a ferocious kick that we've seen from Laura Muir, she's going to have to come round a whole load of athletes.
Well, this is a very good pace at this stage, 4:02. So the championship record of Laura Muir, standing from Belgrade, of 4:02.39 is certainly under threat at the moment. 64.42 first 400 metres. Bobachea front running as we know she likes to, but everybody else is just using her as a pacemaker in this race. Laura Muir just tucked in very, very nicely there, looking at whatever else is going on. No problems at the moment for Laura Muir. She's coming around the outside now, just extricating herself from any possibility of danger. Snowden on the inside as well, so two Britons in very good position at the moment. But Bobachea, that lap just drifting back a little bit on the pace. It's just coming off the championship record pace, and just a little bit of strain on the face of Bobachea as she's taken on the responsibility of towing this field around.
So we saw from Bobachea yesterday as well, a swift first 400, and then she settled down a little bit, came through 800 in 2:13, so it's quicker here today. She does toy with the field. I think it's not always a steady pace when Bobachea is leading, and she'll know there's big charges behind. Laura Muir has glided through this group very slowly over the last 300 metres. There haven't been any big reactions from the field, and they're running very, very quick. They haven't got a big speed reserve in their legs to use. See someone like Laura Muir come on their shoulder. You can see Ellie Baker deliberately trying to follow her teammate. Sophia Anui will have been waiting for Laura Muir to pull up alongside her. Laura Muir slots into second place. Bobachea of Romania still fighting in the front.
Yes, just gone through 1 kilometre, 1,000 metres in 2:43.95. It's still quick, it's still at around 4:07 place, and it's still Bobachea at the front. But as they come up with 2 laps to go, Muir is now right on the shoulder of Bobachea. And in terms of outdoor running, they would have been hearing the bell. Bobachea, though, surging again. Muir tucked in on the inside, but she's still looking very relaxed, very confident. Behind her, Esther Guerrero and Sofia Anui, 2 very experienced runners. There's starting to be a gap now between the leading quartet and Snowden and Baker behind them.
Laura Muir had a go with 400 metres to go. Claudia Bobachea fought her off, but this time Laura Muir hits the front. 200 metres to go for Laura Muir. That last 200 metres was 31. That's swift. Claudia Bobachea still working hard in second place. Sofia Anui of Poland trying to launch her trademark sprint finish. She looks behind. Esther Guerrero is still in touching distance. Claudia Bobachea is not letting that gap open up. Laura Muir still in the lead, but she's working hard. She's grimacing. Sofia Anui can be lethal, but surely she's going to run out of track. Laura Muir working harder here for another gold medal at the European Indoor Championships. It's a three-peat for Laura Muir, 4:03.41. A very swift time here for the British athlete. Claudia Bobachea, an inspired silver medal there. She did all the running, worked very hard, trying to hold off Laura Muir. And Sofia Anui made all the right moves and absolutely emptied the tank and leaves with the bronze medal.
I don't think there was anything more that Bobachea could have done. At the point, coming off the last bend, you saw Anui look around. She had nothing left in the tank to go past Bobachea, and I think she mentally settled for the bronze at that stage, just making sure that Guerrero was a good distance behind her and didn't have anything left to give. But there was no doubting from 200 metres out, once she struck, and it was like a scorpion's tail, Laura Muir coming through for victory.
Results of the women's 1500 metre final. Laura Muir pushed all the way, but she takes the gold, 4:03.4. Claudia Bobachea for Romania, personal best, 4:03.7.